Welcome back, everybody. We got another Alliance War video here for Loki versus GGIR Infinity Rangers, and this is war number 11. We need to win this war to lock in Masters as the season closes. And let's take a look at some bans. They banned CGR, Herc, and Torch. Doom and Kingpin are blacklisted this season. So I am on path 5 with a few mini bosses, shared minis. I didn't take the first fight in path 5. We had a Hulkling we needed to take down there, and we sent a Hood, and Hood just didn't fit on my team. I am taking the second fight on path 5 with Omega Sentinel, and I am facing this Mordo, and I am just boosting up. I'm doing a 25% special 3 boost and invulnerability boost, and the plan here actually is to White Magneto pre-fight and heal block pre-fight, and basically just keep him heal blocked. I am going to I do want to spam actually SB1s to get the Fury up and do damage that way, and just kind of bait his specials, or just tank an SB3 and just kind of nuke him down. I've done this fight a couple times now, and it's just completely safe to really spam SB1s, but we start out with just applying the heal block, and then I just keep it paused, and he goes into his power gain mode. So I'm like, okay, just gonna wait this out, don't heavy him and lose my heal block weapon. So here I start SB1, I knock him down, and I'm like, okay, for my Fury, but he's power gaining, so I'm like, it's alright. He ends up throwing this, he's still heal blocked, and did a decent amount of damage for the time that it could hit him, but dead in SB2 now. And I'm like, alright, throw this. And he doesn't. So at this point, I'm like, okay, he's going to hit me with an SB3. I have an indestructible boost. I'm really not worried about it. And I'm thinking, like, I think he's going to push me over bar of power to 2 bars. And then I'll lose my... I don't want to throw an SB2. I don't want to incinerate him necessarily, because then if the heal block falls off, then he's obviously conduit, but doesn't matter. I realize that once the protection falls off, it all goes away anyway. So I throw my SB3 to land my bigger incinerates on him. He's heal blocked, and you see he has 6. He throws this right there, and he's doing about 1k per tick, so 2k per second. I'm like, okay, at this point just keep these paused and throw my SB1 to knock him down. I'm not running recoil here because I did want to throw a bunch of specials, and I didn't think I would need the damage if I was going to do so. So I got my SB1, get protection down, and you see now it's doing much more damage, and he is dead. So pretty easy fight. Next I have America Chavez on the shared 456 mini, and the plan here is Professor X. I'm an invulnerability boost, and basically just I prefer to go with a PS1 boost and just get into my rotation much sooner, since it's just knocking her down, removes protection. But if she goes heavy crazy, I just feel more comfortable having that invulnerability, just because I can eat an SB2. And the plan is just to kind of heavy build my charges, cover throw an SB1, and block it. And you see with like 4 prowess, she actually did like 4 or 5% through the block. But at this point, I'm like, okay, just stacking to 100 charges. I'm not ramped, so I really want her to just kind of throw this special one, and she doesn't. She throws 2 heavies back to back, and I'm like, and you can see she's building prowess, so it's not ideal here because I need her to throw this, and I need to dex it or block it. I dex it because I didn't want to take a whole lot of block damage, and at this point I'm like, okay, I'm going to build my special 3 with the Fury and power lock her, and then just kill her that way, and it does. So completely safe, felt comfortable in that moment, which is a good reference point for if I ever face her again, that I don't need to just, you know, I can kill her with other means. So now I have Bishop on the Power Snack Mini, and the plan here is to basically just 4-hit combo when he's over a bar of power, and at that point hold block and beta heavy, and when he gets to an SB2 just bait it and take it onto the block so I don't get incinerated. And she is tanky with all her armor ups to where it's not a big deal. So I just can't throw my special when I have a power sting, but I'm only going to throw my special basically when it's a kill shot anyways. So as long as it's special 3, I don't take the power sting damage until after he survives, and I don't plan to throw it unless I know it's going to kill him. So there's the special 2 into my block, did basically nothing, and he is just going down. Hit heavy, come on, perfect, 4-hit combo, block, heavy, and here, that 1%, I throw the special 3 just to kill it. But that's a pretty basic fight. And then next up, don't have recoil on for that fight. I used to turn it on just to be safe, but next up I have a Nova, and I am going to use White Magneto. I was told to use a White Magneto pre-fight for the Bishop, but I don't need damage there, and I prefer to max petrify it so when I do stun him I can, you know, lower his combat power rate anyways when stunned further with Power Tech with Mega Sentinel. So here, just gonna try to get an intercept. I remove the node there. I'm like, alright, perfect. That node is gone, so I'm just building up to my SB2. I am running Eaton boost, so I'm gonna get quite a substantial amount of power back from SB2. I'm not dexing this SB1 because I don't need to. It doesn't do any damage, and it's just the fight's over before it starts really. So White Magneto is just great for this, really underrated. His ability to accuracy reduction stops the auto block in most cases. So here we have Killmonger up next, and this is just a Professor X fight. I'm gonna use a White Magneto pre-fight. I did this, I believe, last war or 2 wars ago, and it's just straightforward. So I'm just gonna apply the pre-fight and just make sure that it sticks. So I back out, I'm gonna check my boost, everything's looking good. I do a power start 1 boost, and I hope that this runs into my sassy fight, because that's I don't really need the PS1 boost here, but it just kind of ends the fight sooner. But the sassy I really prefer, just a simple rotation with him. So you can see the White Magneto lets me charge quite quickly, and ideally I want him to throw his special 2, not a special 1, because then he gets unstoppable charges, and then it becomes much more difficult to intercept, but he got it anyways. And here I should have just pushed him naturally to an SB2, but see how he didn't go with my intercept. So I'm like, okay, well, now he has the power, so I'm gonna do a combo, and nope, now I lose my falter here because he went unstoppable. So I'm like, okay, I'm heavying so I don't have to worry about reverb, because heavy won't trigger it, and I'm just like, let me just wait out the next falter cycle just to be safe. And I push him to an SB3, perfect. And I'm going to 4-hit combo here, back up, and I get the intercept. I'm going to full parry, heavy, and that is it. So I'm just going to SB3 rotation him, and I was just kind of bummed at this point because if I would have just got it earlier, I could have definitely carried over that Power Start 1 boost. And if it was going to take this long, then I shouldn't even use it for this fight. But in the grand scheme of things, it's just better than dying. So It takes 3 SP3s to get Killmonger down, which is annoying. But, you know, again, better safe than sorry. So, and the last fight that I had in this war was a Sassy on the Mighty Charge Ebb and Flow Intercept Mini, and we're gonna get into that right here. I'm gonna place my White Magneto pre-fight, and I'm gonna back out to make sure that it applies. Because I didn't use it on Bishop and I didn't use it for Nova, I actually gained quite a bit of charges. Gained an extra one that we used on the New Island, and then I placed my final one on the boss, which gives, per the synergy, gives a ton of extra damage for it, so it's great. And here I see that the boost is active, so I'm like, alright, perfect. I'm gonna get going with this. And a parry, I'm like, cool, White Magneto's active, I have my Power Star 1. And just the goal here is to not dex until I get him to 2 bars of power. And at that point I can dex, but don't hit him until he throws it, so I don't get in trouble with MD. And at this point I'm charged to 100, he's at 2 bars, dex, he throws it right away, perfect. I go for my intercept, he gets it, goes this SB1, heavy charge, and that is over. I went super smooth. I don't think I've had any problems with Sassy since I kind of figured out this rotation form with X, except for once where I popped out of my SB3 and then it didn't go SB3 right back to back. I went to an SB2 and the whole SB2 missed. And then I had to basically build back up. But for this, excuse me, it went perfectly fine. And that was my war. We did end up winning this war. Shout outs to Clown, Andrew, my BG, and B McG for our MVPs. We actually got a donut in BG1 and BG3, so that always feels good. We got one more war to win and end the season strong. See you guys in the next one.